All right, one of my favorite songs from the days, what they call it, flashback. You know, we was really at our highest point then, as singers, as performers, as artists. We dressed beautifully dressed, style, even musically. We had the voice. I don't know what happened, people, but we was talking about love then. When the music industry told us we couldn't record love songs anymore, that's when things started going downhill. Now I'm watching something that even then they was being underpaid artists, underpaid. They wasn't being paid what they was worth. They was being cheated by their managers. A lot of them were just murdered because they wouldn't sell out. They weren't allowed to have their own label. They was murdered. And and now, 60 years later, they're still being exploited. Because all these programs that show these artists, our tribal artists, they're not benefiting from these programs, the money raised. They're not benefiting from it. You know, it's the same people who stole from them 60 years ago, and we wasn't very business savvy. So they passed and gone, but now the descendants of those who stole from them, they're benefiting from them still because we don't own the rights to the music. See, that's why a lot of artists was killed because they refused to sell the rights. It's like selling your soul to the devil. Your music's supposed to be to benefit your family for generations. But all that's changed. That was changed. They're making sure that we don't benefit from any of those musicians' hard work, creativity, intellectual property. The same people, descendants, are benefiting even today. Watch when you hear these songs now. We're not on these programs talking about. No, it's the descendants of they call them colonists. So there we are, people. That's what's happening now. But I tell you, we had style, man. Woo! Go back and watch some old recordings. We dressed to kill. The women was very well and beautifully. Wasn't no behind showing and breasts all hanging out. We didn't do that back then. We was refined back then. Another thing back then, we had our own schools. See, we wasn't being miseducated. Yeah, people leave when I say we had our own schools. They say, "Oh, he knows. He knows what's happening." I'm watching people come and leave. I'm watching people come and go. They won't say nothing. They come in and listen. They don't have the courage to even greet me. But if I say something that pricks their conscience, I'm out of here. He talking about their own schools. Yeah, that's when we had we was prosperous then. We had our own mind then. We wasn't trying to look like you then. We had our afros. We was proud of our own hair. What happened now? Men cutting their hair off, going bald headed. What you trying to be a monk? Don't you know that's your heritage you cutting off? And what happened to John Lennon? So this was happened because I lived all this. I'm not just talking about something I read. I lived it. We was we were just overwhelmingly overwhelmingly dominated the industry of music, and it was becoming what they call crossover because other people was buying our albums more than once for their own. Let's say the money was being integrated. That was the only thing that was integrated, and we was prospering from it. So they got together and said, "Oh, we got to change this, man." So they went to think tank and said, "We're gonna get these white boys out of England and use them to get that money." And they just had our own history. They were singing our music. They just put a different melody or song on it, slowed it down a little bit. They slowed down the music, and they call them Beatles, but people don't know what kind of Beatles they were. You know what kind of Beatles they were? Dung beetles. Do you know what a dung beetle is? A dung beetle is a beetle that lives and eat dung. But that's a symbol of more immortality as well. That's why they buried the dung beetles in the tombs of the pharaohs, because you couldn't kill a dung beetle. Just think about that. Living your life eating dung, hatching your children in dung. That's doo doo for y'all don't know what dung means. It's doo doo. So they call them name. They call themselves doo doo. And oh, they got somebody now who look like them. They can. So they took the music industry away from us. Yeah, that was engineered. Engineered. Whatever we prosper in, there's always an engineering project to take us back to zero. I don't know where this hatred comes from. Well, I know where it comes from, but I'm not gonna go through it here. But I'm just sharing this with y'all because a lot of y'all don't have grandparents to talk to, or even if you do, you're probably not gonna talk to them. So I said, well, since I'm a grandparent, let me come on and talk to the youth, to the tribal youth. That's who I'm really my audience. Everyone would benefit from what I'm saying. It may not be very, very pleasant if you're a colonialist, but truth only hurt those who are guilty. It's funny when I watch these people. I say one word, boom, they gone. And I say truth only hurt the guilty, boom, we left right there. Y'all funny people. Y'all funny people. Hiya, Jess. What's going on, my man? You know, I'm glad that the first person comes in and greet me. That really feels good. But then after that, the crazies start coming in, and it's time to go then. So I hang around, just talk to you if you got some questions. When the crazies start coming in, I gotta go. Where you at, Jess? What part of the country you living in? You know, this reaches internationally. This reaches internationally. Well, I ask you first. Where are you called? Where are you from? What state are you in? Utah. Oh, USA. Okay, that's a big old place, man. I'm in Texas right here. Houston, be specific. But yeah, everything's good. You came in kind of, if you heard it, I was talking about the music industry and how, how, at least through my lifetime, how things work. And yeah, it's beautiful. We had a style back then. Well, no, I stopped showing face because I can't see yours. Why you want to see mine? Yeah, that's not a level playing field. I want to see who I'm talking to too. So I make it a level playing field. Yeah, it does make sense. And another reason is because, no matter what topic I'm talking about, it can be very serious, and people will say something like, "Oh, what kind of haircut is that?" Just something crazy about something personal because they're looking at me. Has nothing to do with the topic. And so I said, well, I'm gonna eliminate that. I'm gonna eliminate that. Well, just I don't play video games. There's enough games being playing. There's enough games on us as a people. The game is on us, and we got to start being serious. Game of again. When you say game, I think of chess. The chessboard where it's black and white always attacks. That's why white moves first, because they always attacking. So the game is to survive. That's the game in the hood, to survive, to get your mind back, because it was taken from us. And, well, you're the only one who, people come in and they listen before they start talking, and they don't like what I'm talking about. So you probably chosen one. You're not offended about what I'm saying. That makes sense. How come you don't? Look, it just take one. It don't take a whole lot of people. Consider yourself special if you're the only one doing something. Because where a crowd is people there, you're probably in the wrong place. They're probably doing something wrong. So I'm glad you came, Jess, and I appreciate you talking to you. But yeah, go back and if you want to chat more, I'm gonna send you a link. If you just want to chat, because I know people just need some social interactions every now and then. I know I do. Uh, Tell my girlfriend call me. If she don't call, I need some social interaction. So I'm gonna put uh, my what you call it, uh, Geneva chat. I'm gonna put Geneva chat in the description box under the video. So if you find some information interesting, you can send me something about the games. I might find it interesting. I don't know. I never had found the time to play the games. But I'm gonna see you. We can talk about that in the chat in the uh, Geneva chat. I'm gonna send a link. So you may be the only one there as well. But just take one to get things started. It just take one person to get things started. Because remember, the scripture says, wherever two come together, who's with us? You see? Okay. We got a lot of subscribers, but I'm trying to find out how to invite them. So it's not their fault they're not here. I haven't sent an invite out because I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I got close to 600 subscribers, but it takes a while to learn how to uh, how to invite them. So as I say, I'm gonna put a link to Geneva. If you want to come there and chat, you can come there and chat. But I'm signing off now. I got something to do. Hiya to the tribe. We live and we thrive, thrive.